All right. So now that we have just done with the TOEFL, it's time for us to enter the peculiarities of the IELTS and explore them. First things first, what does the IELTS stand for? It means the International English Language Testing System, and it is an exam held by the British Council. The IELTS tests English proficiency around the globe, and it's accepted by thousands of organizations worldwide, including universities, immigration departments, government agencies, multinational companies. There are two versions of the IELTS. We have the academic and also the general training. The academic IELTS aims at university, whereas the general training is for those who want to do work experience or training programs or migrate to an English-speaking country. About the format of the test, we can say that the IELTS is designed in 4 parts. First of all, we've got the listening, which is supposed to last 30 minutes. Then we've got the reading, 60 minutes. Moving on to the writing, in which you also have 60 minutes. Then we also have the speaking, whose duration is between 11 to 14 minutes. In all, you have 2 hours and 45 minutes of test. Important to mention is that the listening, writing, and reading happen in one sitting, whereas the speaking may happen on the same date or up to 7 days before or after the other tests. Something really cool about the IELTS is that it is available on 48 fixed dates a year, which is something pretty similar to the TOEFL. As we mentioned them, the TOEFL happens 50 times, and here the IELTS 48 times. Not much of a difference. Concerning costs, how much is the IELTS? Both the academic and the general IELTS cost 600 reais. And then in terms of accents, once I mentioned it is held by the British Council, you might be asking yourselves, what kind of English will I be exposed to? Is that only British English? Well, do not worry about that, because once IELTS is an international exam, there is a variety of English accents which are used in it. All right? And then something I'd like to draw your attention to is to the way the speaking part is held, the way it is carried out. The speaking is basically a conversation with a certified IELTS examiner, and it's made up of 3 sections, and these sections are recorded. Okay? Now, let's look into the marking system. Remember, the TOEFL we have from 0 to 120 points. What about the IELTS? The IELTS has a different system. IELTS uses a 9-band scoring system to measure and report test scores. You get an individual band score for each paper, and also an overall band score on a band scale from 1 to 9. I don't think you get a 0. Well, just like the TOEFL, there is no pass or fail in IELTS. And then each institution sets its own level of IELTS scores to meet its individual requirements. So you'd better check with the institution you have to present your IELTS to what band is required, okay? About results. How and when will I know my results? Your test report form will be posted to you 13 days after your test date. Okay, the official website for the IELTS is www.ielts.org, And there is a special section in which you have there, how do I prepare? And then you can download the free information for candidate booklet. And there you have loads of information and everything you need to know. And attention, because just like the TOEFL, the IELTS also expires in 2 years. Okay, so you better be careful about that because it's valid for only 2 years. Okay, that's it about the IELTS.